Hello, David here, and the project for today is regrouting the tile of the shower. I've been told by a certain party in the family that it's disgusting and needs to be fixed up. Take a look inside. Doesn't look that bad to me, but irregardless, I'm still going to fix it up, see what I can do with it. I've never done this before. This will be a first time for me. Top part doesn't look so bad at all. I could probably get by with just doing the bottom part. I'm going to begin by removing this door so I could get at the bottom corners down here. That looks like the worst part. Got the door off. I'm going to use this glass cleaning tool to clean the caulk off the tile. Got all the caulk removed, and I vacuumed up all the residue. There was a bunch of mess here. The next step is to work on the grout. You could use any tool that will remove the grout. You could even use one of these old can openers. I wonder whatever happened to Jack Spear anyway. You can use your house key, but after using your house key you probably won't be able to get into your house. Got this thing from Plast Plugs, heavy duty grout remover. It's got a replaceable tungsten blade. Even shows you what direction you're supposed to go in. And it looks like it's easy on the hand when you're holding it. So I'm going to go through all the joints with this thing. Looks like it's going to be a tedious job. By the way, I noticed that Dremel makes an attachment for the Dremel tool that could also remove grout, and that might be a consideration. I guess it depends how tired my arm gets. Here's a Dremel with the 1/16 inch bit. That's working pretty good, and it goes pretty fast. I was afraid that the rotary tool might walk itself out of the groove and damage a tile, but that's not happening. Okay, let's try the orbital tool, power setting number 3. Okay, notice it cuts really fast, and it cuts real straight, but you can't get in the tight corners like the corner of the wall over here. So I'm going to need the Dremel to get into the corner, but I think I'm going to finish the job using this orbital tool because I like how straight the cuts are. That was full power. That got a whole lot faster than the Dremel. Overall, I'm going to give this Harbor Freight oscillating tool a thumbs up. I'm going to recommend it unless you're a professional and need something to run every day, all day. You might want to get a more higher quality tool with a quick disconnect tool head. Other than that, if you're a home do-it-yourselfer and use this occasionally, yeah, I would recommend this. This tool is loud and throws up a lot of dust, so you will need a particle mask and hearing protection. I've cleaned out 25 vertical rows of grout before the grit on the tool wore off, so I'm going to have to get another attachment. So I'll go down to the hardware store and see what options I have. Got a scraper attachment. Got this from Harbor Freight. It's item number 61824. 2-inch flexible scraper blade. Let's see how it does against the caulk around the side over here. Got the power setting on half, which is number 3. That worked pretty well. Looks like it left a little dark mark on the tile here. Yeah, I might have to get that off with some cleanser when the whole job's finished. Caulk is gone. Got to be careful about marring that tile. Here's how to get closer to those corners. Mount the tool head backwards on the tool. I've run the orbital tool for a total of about 5 or 6 hours now, and it's been running well. I feel a little tingling in my hands from the vibration of the tool, and if you're going to support the tool by the tool head on the metal part right here, just be careful because it does get very warm and you might have to wear gloves. So I did the entire floor threshold, and all I need to do now is get into the corners where the tool doesn't get. I'm going to use the Dremel for that, if you want to see a close-up. Going to look like that. So I have to go all around the perimeter and get the grout out with the Dremel tool. Get as much use out of those diamond grit tools as you can, because these carbide bits on the Dremel, if you get these to last for more than 10 minutes, you're doing very well. I'm only getting about 5 minutes on these things, and they're pretty expensive. To get into the corners, I'm using this carbide grit finger rasp. This is from Harbor Freight, not a sponsor, item 61820. I'm going to see how long this lasts. I regret to report a casualty. This tile broke while I was cleaning the grout, and it's an end tile which has a bull nose on it. A bull nose is a rounded section of the tile, and it's glaze on the rounded section for an ending tile. That's an end of a row. So I got a replacement tile at the hardware store. Well, I actually got 3, so I could plan on breaking some. I'm going to cut it with the orbital cutter. I have to measure it to fit, and you notice this is slanted downward so the water could drip into the shower, so it's longer on this end than this end. So I'm going to make the cut on this end of the tile here because it's the unfinished end, and it also will be hidden by the channel. There's an aluminum channel for the shower door, and also I'm going to cut the bottom at an angle, and the bottom will be covered with silicone caulk as well. So that's where I'm at for now. You have to clean the old adhesive out really well. I cleaned out the old adhesive and I vacuumed out all the dust. It's the only way the new adhesive is going to adhere. And in doing so, I happened to manage to loosen this tile here, and this popped out. Fortunately, it didn't break. I was able to use the orbital tool and knock all the adhesive off the back of the tile and any adhesive that was in the wall. And I adhered it in with this product. This is called Acryl Pro, not a sponsor. It's a pre-mix, and it says it sets up in 24 to 48 hours. It looks like it's pretty firm now. I was able to cut a piece of the new tile to the proper width. Seems to fit in pretty well. I do need to trim the bottom at an angle, and for that I cut a piece of cardboard to the new tile that's been trimmed. I'm going to fit that in with the scissors, and then I'll cut the tile to this as a template. Got this adjustable angle tool from my wood shop to give me an angle to start with. That looks about right. Here's my piece of board, trimmed to fit. Seems to fit in there pretty well. I'm going to transfer this bottom dimension to the new tile and then cut it. I marked reference marks on the tile, and I've got the tile clamped between 2 pieces of wood. I'm going to use the wood for a guide for cutting. That looks good. Should use a tile saw for this, but I don't have a tile saw. Yeah, that doesn't look too straight. Something happened. Oh man. I gotta start over again. My tile cracked. I've got the 2 tiles cemented in place. This is the old one, that's the new one. I had to do the new one twice because I broke the first one when I clamped it too tight in between the wood. I'm gonna let the cement set for another 24 hours, and then I'm gonna do some cleanup, vacuum up some dust, and scrape away some caulk that resides, and then I'll be able to lay down some new grout. For the grout, I'm using Simple Grout, not a sponsor, pre-mixed grout in bright white. I have a bucket for water, and I have a closed cell large sponge for sponging off the excess grout. This is specifically made for cleaning grout. You also need a float like this to apply the grout. Hold the float at a 45-degree angle, forcing the grout diagonally into the joints, ensuring the joints are completely filled. Then remove the excess grout by using the edge of the float held at a 90-degree angle, and you work an area about 5 to 10 square feet at a time. Shape joints cleanup can begin immediately using a damp, small pore grout sponge in a circular motion. And use clean water. Change the water frequently, and then wait 4 hours before removing haze from the tile surface with a soft, dry cloth. If the haze is still present after 24 hours, you're going to have to remove it with a grout and tile cleaner. Drying time's about 24 hours, and for a shower you got to wait 7 days for a full cure. What you pretty much got to do is hit it at every angle. Get that to force into the cracks. Alright, I'm finished. Took me 3 hours to get here. So the deal is I'm going to wait 4 hours and then dry it down with a cloth, and then can't use the shower for 7 days. So after 7 days, I'm going to put a sealer on it. I'm going to use some of this grout and tile sealer, not a sponsor. So I'm going to wind it up. There's not much more I can show you. I want to thank you for watching. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and all that other good stuff. Bye now.